I cuddled a panda. Well, it licked a stick of bamboo covered in honey. Like, that was the top of my bucket list. I don't know what tops that. Please put something in the comments if you can think of it. And sure, maybe I'm just making this video to tell you that I cuddled a panda. And honestly, it was incredible. I'm also making this video to tell you that I did not go to the magical province of Sichuan to do that. At least that's the story I'm telling the authorities and my bosses. No, genuinely, I went there to make a film about China's middle class. And we wanted to get out of Beijing, get out of Shanghai. We wanted to try and do something a little bit different and make it more people-led, because China is so fascinating and filled with people just like you and me. We can lose sight of that with all the talk about, trade and GDP, and which is most of what we talk about these days, right? Is the kind of the economy. It becomes a faceless monolith, when really it is full of people who have hopes and dreams and individual pursuits. And I really wanted to capture that. So I just wanted to try and rip things up and go somewhere different. And so we were going to go to Chengdu because it is a smaller city, and there's quite a few young people who are moving there to try and find a better life. So, great idea. And as with many ideas, by the time we got there, reality had collided with my dreams. And our filming permits hadn't come through. The young man we were going to film with wasn't available. His girlfriend had to go out of town and wasn't going to be back until the next day. And I started to get that inkling of have they got cold feet? Are they worried about being on camera with the BBC? This was before things had gotten as restrictive as they are now. And the BBC was a little more popular, but not a lot more popular. So these were reasonable concerns to have. So I'm thinking to myself, as I usually was, okay, what can we do instead? How can we make this not a lost cause, but simply there are no obstacles in the path, the obstacles are the path. And in this case, I thought to myself, well, do you know what's also in Chengdu? The Panda Observatory and Nursery. Oh yes, home to 1 billion viral videos of cute little babies climbing the keepers and rolling in the snow. You've watched them, come on. Unless you're a monster, you have watched a baby panda video. And I was like, look, if we can't film anything anyway, let's go and see the pandas. And once I got that in my head, it helped distract me from whether or not our entire reason for going was, ruined, but it gave us time to solve that problem. And I thought about the idea of doing something on pandanomics, which is how China uses pandas as a way to make money and do diplomacy, right? This might be why, I'll tell you about it later, an email I got from my boss after the fact. And bonus, pandas. Up close, personal, me, pandas. We had to wear these, hospital gowns. We had to listen to the instructions, which I did so closely. And then the correspondent, because obviously she was on camera at this point, I wasn't, but I had to sit beside her just in case the panda attacked. I wanted to be ready to pull the adorable roly-poly panda off her in case there was danger. Listen, pandas can be dangerous. I know I don't often believe in the danger of animals, but they have ripped people's arms off, so this wasn't totally out to lunch. But then this resulted in me getting my top of the bucket list moment. I got to hold a panda. And there is a picture, which is, I call it happiest Mel ever, of me so happy. And the video is of me being mocked by the legendary cameraman Geoffroy because I was crying with happiness. I was so happy to be holding this panda. And it was absolutely not the plan. It was really a result of things going wrong, and it was still the best thing that ever happened to me. It also turned into a piece that everyone watched, commented on, shared. People loved that piece. Except for my boss, who I mentioned earlier, who sent me an email as soon as it aired saying, that is the most shameless thing I've ever seen a producer do, because you could see me in the shot smiling, sitting waiting for my turn. I didn't look like I was doing safety protocols. I looked like I was waiting to hold a panda. And we did actually go on to film this really cool piece. It started with staying alive. There's young, cool, middle-class Chinese kid out to make his way in the city. We went and did karaoke with them, and I like to think I rocked the mic. I showed them my Joan Jett impression. And that was a great piece. It showed a different side of China. The panda side more people have seen. But I think it was a great example of what can happen that is so amazing even when things go wrong and when you're not expecting it. Oh, and I held a panda.